You're listening to the East Kentucky Works podcast, brought to you by Eastern Kentucky Concentrated Employment Program, the workforce development agency for 23 mountain counties in the heart of Appalachia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Trish Adams, Industry Liaison with Eastern Kentucky Concentrated Employment Program, and we are in Harlan County today, and my guests are Dan Mosley, Harlan County Judge Executive, and Colby Kirk, Executive Director of One Harlan County. And we're talking workforce and economic development today in Eastern Kentucky. Welcome, guys. We're excited about getting the word out about what's going on in Harlan County today.
Glad to be with you. Thank you for the opportunity to do this.
Yes.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
All right. Dan, this is our second year for a big job fair that we've had here at the Harlan Center, and we are so excited today because we have employers showing up and offering job opportunities and therefore providing economic growth here in Harlan County. So let's talk a little bit about your role and how active you are in your own county.
Well, I tell you, we're seeing a lot of diversified jobs created here in our community through different employers. We wanted to do a job fair last year to bring together those employers that may not typically know that maybe a service like that's available, to provide them more knowledge of the services that exist to be able to help them. That was such a success. We wanted to grow that. We wanted to see the word got out how successful that was last year. 150 job seekers were here filling out applications, being a part of interviews. We wanted to follow up on that and see how employers liked it. They liked it so much they said, if you do it again, we want to do it. Others heard about it and said, hey, we want to be in next time. So last year we had 10 to 12. This year we've got around 17 to 19 that have participated. And last year, as I said, 150 showed up to apply for jobs. This year we've had close to 200. So I think that this is something that we need to be doing in every community, and we've been glad to kind of help lead the charge with it here. We think that there are jobs. We know that there are jobs. We think that a lot of times people may not exactly know where the jobs are. So by bringing all the employers that say, we have openings, we have opportunities, bringing them all under one roof and giving those that are looking for a job a place to go under one roof and maybe apply for up to 17 different jobs within a 1 hour to 2 hour period is the best opportunity, because a lot of those people don't know who's hiring. So it really does help our community grow in that regard by doing an event like this.
Right. You and Colby have really been the boots on the ground, along with our Harlan County Career Center, the community action program here, and we really appreciate your efforts and appreciate the fact that you are very embedded in your community. You know your employers, you're trying to help your existing business grow and also recruit new industry. So Colby, tell me a little bit about, I know you've been in Harlan County almost 2 years now, and you're the economic development director here, and you're working with existing employers, existing businesses to help them grow and diversify and maybe do some exports globally, and also working to recruit new industry to Harlan County. And you had a huge announcement last month. Let's talk a little bit about your role doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me start just by telling you a little bit about One Harlan County. So Harlan County is kind of unique in how we're taking economic development, especially in this region. We have a formal public-private partnership with Harlan County's Economic Development Authority, which is a branch of the fiscal court, and our nonprofit, which is One Harlan County. We've kind of modeled it out of some of the work that Chuck Sexton's done with One East Kentucky at the regional level. And so a big part of my job is, again, new industry recruitment, business retention and expansion, and support for entrepreneurs in our communities. And so the big announcement that you were alluding to was the announcement of Harlan County's first ever industrial park. And so we are going through the state of Kentucky's Certified Build Ready program, and we broke ground about 6 weeks ago, I guess, in Cumberland, Kentucky, on the region's first ever Certified Build Ready site. We will have the first Build Ready pad south of I-64 and east of I-75, and we're going to market this property to diversify our economy, recruiting new industry.
So you're out there marketing Harlan County to the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What type of industry are you possibly looking for to come to this industrial park?
Yeah, so we've actually kind of focused in with our strategy on targeted sectors, especially with the data that was helped gathered with EKCEP in the workforce study. So we target automotive supply, aerospace kind of manufacturers and supply, as well as even wood products and woodworking industry.
With over 200 people showing up for a job fair today here in Harlan County, that's very indicative of how many people that could go to work for a new company.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, we're pretty confident that we have a dedicated, skilled workforce in our community, and we have plenty of folks that, if given the opportunity for employment in Harlan County, would even like the chance to move back home. You know,
That's right, and a lot of people have moved away due to the downturn in the coal industry. Let's talk a little bit about one of your largest employers here in Harlan County, Dan. We know that coal is very strong here. It always has been and always will be. JRL Coal hires a lot of people, not only from Harlan County, but surrounding counties as well. I know how proud you are to have them in your county.
Oh, very proud. They're a great company. They have hired more than 225 people specifically with the coal company. There's about another 100 working for other enterprises that are associated with the company, such as their trucking division. And they also lease a couple of facilities that were vacant that are owned by the county fiscal court and are employing other folks at those facilities as well. So they are doing very well, obviously putting people to work in the mining industry who had been laid off. That certainly has helped our unemployment rate decline, in addition to some other companies that are here today. But JRL is an important piece of our economy here, as well as our other coal companies that still exist, such as now in Hamilton, Revelation, and others. But we're excited about JRL and the continued partnership. They're actually getting ready to open up another mine up on Clover Fork, and we'll be hiring additional people once that gets open toward the end of July.
You know, Harlan County is very famous. We've had the movie Justified filmed here. We've had Jordan Smith, Kaywood Ledford, and Dan Mosley, of course.
No, you don't put me in those categories.
So, you know, you all have a lot to offer people. I mean, you've got a huge history. Let's talk about the Portal 31,
Yeah.
and I've been through that tour. Tourism is a huge part of what's going on here in Harlan County. I know y'all have a fabulous zip line as well. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've got the highest, fastest zip line in Kentucky. It's beautiful, zipping through the mountains, seeing the beauty of the area. It's something to really take in and see. Especially if you like looking when the leaves turn in the fall. There's no more beautiful time. And it's always beautiful, but there's no more beautiful time to do that than then. And then our off-road park, which brings in thousands of visitors annually to ride these rugged mountain trails. You know, we welcome these ATVs and large tire trucks. A lot of places in these big cities don't want to see four-wheelers or these muddy vehicles. We get excited every time we see a rig coming up 119 or over 421 to test these trails, and people keep coming back. They love it. We have a lot of redundant visitors, repeat customers, so to speak. Met some people here a while back that have been here for 13 consecutive years. They love it. Portal 31 is a great also asset in our tourism industry. It tells the history of coal mining in Appalachia, particularly in Lynch, Kentucky. We recently were awarded a $2.55 million AML pilot grant. We'll be rehabilitating that Portal 31 here over the next few months. That project will begin in the fall. Completely redo all that. The animatronics have gotten old, and there's moisture in a mine. I mean, everyone knows that. It's wet. Computers don't work well on those things, so you have to upgrade and modify. But it's a beautiful, it tells the history of mining. Anyone who appreciates the coal industry and appreciates what it has meant and how it's built the world really should go through that. It's a history lesson through time, but it also gives you a perspective of what a miner went through and what a miner dealt with throughout the course, how mining was in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, and really tells the story of what went on here in Appalachia. And it's a unique treasure. We refer to it as Harlan County's Disney ride because it's very similar to something you would see in a major theme park. So it's up and running right now. Tours are being scheduled, and then we'll close for a brief time in the fall when everything is redone, but then it will reopen in the spring of 2020. So very excited about that. Of course, the historic Benham Schoolhouse Inn is a remarkable place to stay when you come here. Have other lodging facilities, Quality Inn, Mount Air Motel, the cabins at Putney with the campground there. So Pine Mountain Settlement School, there's plenty of places to stay in addition to unless you just want to come over and bring an RV and park out here outside the convention center. That's always an option. So plenty to do here. You could come here and stay a week and really enjoy yourself if you're just looking for a relaxing time for vacation. But we're proud of what we have going on, and we're always looking to grow and add even more.
Dan, you came from the private industry, and this is your second term as county judge executive.
Yeah.
And you're looking at a third term, I guess.
Well, this is just the first year of my second term, so I worry about tomorrow, not next year or the following 4.
But I like how you put it. You said you're here to serve.
Yeah.
You're here to serve your folks in your community, and you're here to make those connections, and you're here to make things work. That's very exciting, and it's very refreshing for a county judge to say things like that and to actually mean it. You serve on EKCEP's board of directors, and thank you for also serving
Absolutely.
on that board. And I think it's helped you being on our board. Tell me a little bit about your experience when you first learned about Eastern Kentucky Concentrated Employment Program.
Well, East Kentucky Concentrated Employment Program, it's amazing what all happens as a result of EKCEP's training programs, their leadership in workforce development in our region when it's needed the most from a diversifying the economy perspective. It is it's such a neat tool because you see people's lives being changed, and their lives wouldn't be changed had it not been for the programs developed by this initiative. You look at specifically, right off the bat, one of the major programs that Harlan County has partnered on with EKCEP in our county has been the Teleworks USA Hub. We created that partnership back in 2016. We went after an ARC grant collectively, got the grant. The grant would pay for computers and personnel to staff and train, and then we come on board and agreed to lease a facility and pay for the utilities. And it's been a great partnership that's seen more than 250 people go to work in our county as a result of this investment. And when you're talking $50,000 a year investment to create millions of dollars in wages, that's a good investment. So that's one great partnership that we have found here as well. And then I also look at the partnership with EKCEP, creating the Peer Support Academy with Addiction Recovery Care to train people who have been through this drug problem that has ravaged our region and really this country, be able to get back on their feet and be able to find employment after they get back on their feet. And they walk through this program and they come out, and now they're able to help people who have been in the same boat they were. So we would not be seeing unemployment rates decline in this region if it wasn't for EKCEP delivering the services and the programming that they are. We would not be seeing people restored with their families. We would not be seeing people having a quality of life job, and we would not see our population decline. We would not be seeing we would be seeing more people leave. We're not seeing that anymore. The
Right.
people that have left. Now we're seeing people start to migrate back because of the opportunities that exist. We had a large out-migration from 2010 to 2013, 14. When I worked at the bank, I had people coming in, throwing their keys on the desk, saying, if somebody's interested in my house, would you show it to them? I got to go. I got to be able to feed my kids. I got to be able to pay my bills. And had that happen a lot. And That's not happening now. A couple of years ago, there was 200 houses on the market in Harlan County. Now there's like 40. Realtors are telling us we need more houses on the market. It's not a buyer's market anymore. We actually need more houses. That's a really good sign when you combine that and you look at that and you look at the unemployment rate and you look at the traffic on the bypass. You know the economy's improving when you see stuff like that happening.
Right. And Colby, from an economic development perspective, I know that you go out, you sell our workforce. You know that we have the work ethic that's needed to recruit any employer to come to Eastern Kentucky. But EKCEP is also in your toolbox to sell, right?
Oh, definitely. There's not been one potential company that I've talked to that's considering coming to Harlan County that I haven't shared the story of the work that we've done. In previous position, of course, our partnership with Silverliner. That story of how you guys have helped support Silverliner through their training and their hiring process, even to the point now that they're actually hiring all these employees that you've trained. It goes a long way, and so they see that as an added incentive to come to our region, that we have support from a group like EKCEP.
And I've heard the word region mentioned a lot in our conversation from both you guys, and that is, I really like that approach, because we are a region and we need to be working collaboratively and collectively in what we're doing, and everybody needs to communicate and work together. And we really appreciate the forward-thinking approach that you guys have here in Harlan County.
Well, I've always defined regionalism as, some people define it differently. My definition of regionalism is everything within about an hour and a half.
Right.
And for us, that includes Hazard, that includes Whitesburg. It now includes Pikeville because of the improvements that have been made to 119 here between Harlan County, Letcher County, to the bottom of the mountain, and we still got to get the rest of that finished. But that also includes toward Duffield, Virginia, where Tempur-Pedic is located and has one of the largest factories in North America for their company. That includes to our west places like Corbin, Pineville, Barville, Millsboro. That's all regional. What's good for those areas is good for us, and what's good for us is good for them. We're excited about the investment that is made up in Greenup County with Brady Industries. That's going to be a benefit to Eastern Kentucky. We're not going to have people drive there to work there, but that's good for the state of Kentucky because it tells the story that we can do economic development here and we can make this work. And we're excited because of our Build Ready site that we're going to be getting completed here this year to be able to market. We can house something that's going to create 150 to 200 jobs on this particular patch, that maybe even more. But we're just trying to do things realistically and trying to address community problems and address community needs. And I think that's important in every community right now in our region.
And I think with the Dash Corps announcement in Perry County that we will see a lot of people from Harlan, because it's very doable for the folks to drive from Harlan to Perry County. It's an aluminum extrusion plant that will start people out around $15, $17 an hour. So that will be an economic impact also for the entire region.
I agree wholeheartedly with that, and it's especially good for other companies to see that there is investment being made in Eastern Kentucky, in our region, close to a site where we're developing additional industrial property to attract even more of that investment.
Yep, and that's the thing, Trish. You see, like here, today we've got about, I said 17 to 19 companies in there. Some of those companies are paying $15 to $20 an hour. Some are paying $14 an hour. Some are paying $12 an hour. Some in the healthcare industry are $25, $30 an hour jobs. Then you've got some that are $7.25 to $9 an hour jobs. So it's been a diverse group of job opportunities in here today. But when companies see that 200 people are showing up to apply for multi-employer minimum wage, quality of living wage jobs, I think it helps us better tell the story that we do have a workforce that is available to a company that wants to come in here, and they may have a lower wage than what they would have in a different country or a different state even, but we have a competitive workforce and a workforce that has a work ethic that is second to none.
Right. And the thing with our job fair that we're doing here today, we have our community partners also on board. We have Skills U that's providing GED services. So if somebody comes in and they're looking for a job, but they don't quite have their GED, we're going to be able to connect them. And also folks that may have had issues with addiction. We've got folks here that can issue that can address that. So we, if you have an issue, don't think that you're not employable. We're here to help you and help get you on that pathway to becoming a better citizen.
One thing we're going to do here in a couple of months as well, working on getting some local partners. We talked to Jill and them at CAA about it. Is we're going to have an expungement fair where people who have had some type of criminal case in their past that has hurt their record, and they may be unemployable right now because of that charge. A lot of these people don't even know how to go through the process to get that expunged. And nobody should receive an economic death penalty for some sort of petty felony or nonviolent crime. So we need to be able to help these people in being able to get back in the workforce. We're only going to cause them to do things wrong and continue to add to a criminal record if we don't help them correct their past mistakes so that they can be productive members of society. So we're going to be doing that here in the next couple of months, and that's something we think will even further help keep getting our unemployment rate down and putting people back to work that are now considered not really even part of the workforce. They're part of the non-participation rate in the workforce.
Right. Colby, is there anything out there that you would like the world to know about Colby, Kirk, and One Harlan County?
You put me on the spot, Trish.
I know you encourage any companies that's looking to expand or grow to give you a call.
Right. And just to know that we have skin in the game. Harlan County for so long had never had viable industrial property. The cabinet at the state level couldn't support us because there was nothing for us to show, and that's not the case anymore. We're definitely going to be in the game and in a big way, especially with this Build Ready certification. So Harlan County has a ready workforce and a ready site for new industry.
And this site we're doing, we own about 150 acres up there in Cumberland. It's a 9-hole golf course, and we're taking a portion of that land and creating this Build Ready site. But there's more land there that we can utilize that we already own, and additional land behind it that's being mined that may be available at some point in time. So at any given point, moving on in the future, if this grows, we could have several thousand acres there available to be developed. So we're very excited about that. We're making about $1 million investment in that project right now, and it's all locally funded. There is no, there's really no state or federal support there from funding perspectives. We are funding this locally through coal severance funds, through general fund dollars. There is some TVA payments that the state did pass that will be contributed toward this project that they're passing back to industrial development authorities across the state in the TVA service area. Those funds will be going toward it, but we'd applied for some grants at the federal level and didn't get them. So, we know how important this is, how important of a project this is, and we're moving forward with it. And we're excited that once we get there, then if we can land a company, we're probably going to need help finding funds to build a facility, and we hope that then those funds will be able to come. But we do have skin in this game, and we are willing to work with any company that wants to see their company expand and grow and hire people that have, like I said, a work ethic that truly is second to none. And they can be successful here. These people, especially these people that have worked in the mines, many of them have had to find employment in other sectors. Some have moved, and some are still here working much lower wage jobs. I had a guy work for me, worked in the mines, making about $100,000 a year. Now he makes about $25,000 a year. He is one of the hardest working people I've ever seen. These people crawl back in the side of a mountain and never see the light of day to provide for their family. If they're having opportunity to work for a company that's paying a good, living, decent wage, imagine what they would do for that company. I mean, they're going to make the company better by their involvement in it. And I think that's where a lot of companies that still struggle to find workers across this country particularly in areas where there's 2 and 3% unemployment. You know, if you're in an area where there's 2 and 3% unemployment, the 2 and 3% there don't want to work. Here, you know, we're a little over 7. You know, of the 7% we have, probably 5% are looking to work, and they want to work. So that's advantageous, I think, for a company that is looking to grow.
And with the workforce study that we all work so hard on in a 27-county region, shows that our population is very cross-trainable. They can obtain the skills easily to transition in just about any type of opportunity. So that's a very good selling tool also to recruit new industry to our region.
It really is. I mean, that's the thing. They wear multiple hats.
Yes.
And in this region, that's what you learn to do, really, whether you're in mining or government or media or whatever, you learn to wear multiple hats. You got to be able to do different things, and that helps you if you go to something else.
Right. Dan, is there anything you want, any final comments, any words that you want to say out there to the world that's learning about Harlan County today for the first time?
Well, it's a great place to live and work and raise a family. I've lived here my entire life, and you know, didn't ever leave. Went to community college here after high school. I really didn't want to live anywhere else, and it's a great place to be. Crime rate's low. Yeah, you know, everybody wants to talk about the drug problem. Well, there's a drug problem in every city and every county in America. It's just the way things are. But there's a lot of good people here that have overcome the challenges that they face, and they're ready for a better life. And a lot of people are living a better life. And it's a great place to live. You don't have to worry about hurricanes, wildfires, all these crazy things that happen all across the country from a natural disaster perspective. You know, you come here and enjoy 4 seasons. You truly get to enjoy a fall, a winter, a spring, and a summer here, and that doesn't happen everywhere. And
Prettiest mountains
and the prettiest mountains in the world. It's a great place, and there's a great opportunity that exists, and there really is a future here, and we believe it, and we're investing in it, and we know that we're going to see this. We're going to see our population shift, turn back around. We're going to start growing again, and we're excited about it.
Might even see a bear too.
You will see a bear too, especially right now. And if you come to where I live, you'll see a few, because they really like my garbage can.
Thanks, Colby. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
And thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Trish. Appreciate all you do.
My pleasure.